Listen, I know there are a lot of great movies in theaters right now. Some that I genuinely want to see very badly. Unfortunately for everybody involved, however, I was forced to go watch a double feature of The Minions: Rise of Gru, which for all the hype the film was getting ended up just being super boring and dull. And the other movie I saw was Paws of Fury: The Legend of Hank. And it might be the strangest film I've ever seen in my entire life. And I've seen some weird ass movies, let me tell you. This might genuinely top that list. It is so all over the place. I need to rant about it. I need to get it off my chest because I feel like no one's fucking talking about this movie. I just spit all over my laptop, so that's nice. So The Legend of Hank, man, I don't even know where to start. I guess we'll start with the quote unquote plot. So basically, there is this town called something or another, and they have a samurai who's chosen by this king of sorts. But one of the king's minions wants the town to be destroyed so he can build his palace there. So he sends hit squads to scare the samurai away. The samurai shits his britches and runs away. The news gets out that they don't have a samurai anymore, so the king entrusts the evil bad man to get a new samurai. He gets this great idea to get this jailed dog to become the samurai, because dogs in this world are kind of dumbasses. Also, it should be mentioned that everyone in this world is either a cat or a dog in this world for some reason. I don't know why. But yeah, dogs are stupid and cats are cool. And the only dog we actually ever see in the whole movie is Hank. So where's all the dogs at? I have no idea. Maybe he's the only dog. But anyways, Hank the dog samurai starts training with this other guy whose name I forgot in order to fight the bad guys trying to ruin the village. So yeah, if that sounds somewhat familiar to you, it's just because it's Blazing Saddles. I mean, beat for beat, it is Blazing Saddles. Corrupt guy gets someone people will hate to be the new sheriff. That's from Blazing Saddles. He wins them over with his success, from Blazing Saddles. He befriends a drunk guy in a jail cell thing. Yeah, that's also from Blazing Saddles. It even has homages to Blazing Saddles throughout the film. So many, in fact, that I was blown away. In fact, it was actually originally going to be called Blazing Samurai. I'm not even kidding. There's even a song in this movie called Blazing Samurai. Why wouldn't they change the song's name if they changed the movie's name? I don't know. So some of the homages that I noted, there might have been more, honestly. I haven't seen Blazing Saddles in a long time. There's a part where the big cat punches a horse and knocks it out, and I was like, well, that's straight from Blazing Saddles. There's a bean farting scene, I mean, famously from Blazing Saddles. I mean, come on. And then even the ending of the fake town to confuse the bandits in this film, that's straight from Blazing Saddles. Like, that's the same exact ending. Oh my god, what the fuck? I don't even know. This was all very confusing while watching this, because I had no idea about any of this, like, weird Blazing Saddles nonsense going in, so, like, seeing all of these things about Blazing Saddles, I was, like, blown away. I haven't seen Blazing Saddles in, like, 10 years, and I was just, like, recognizing all these things. Like, it's a hilarious, I love that movie, personally. But I was super confused until I heard the King guy talk, and I realized it was voiced by Mel Brooks himself. Of Blazing Saddles fame, Mel Brooks. He's still alive. He is 96 years old. Can you imagine being 96 years old and making this piece of shit movie? What the hell is he doing? Not only does he have a voice in this film, he's actually one of the 7 fucking co-writers listed. That's right. This film had 7 writers. How? It's literally based on a different film. It needs to have half of a writer, let alone 7 co-writers. What the fuck? That's so weird. Anywho, speaking of the cast a little, might as well talk about the absolute all-star cast of this film. Michael Cera plays Hank the dog, which is solid casting. He does a good job as a dumbass loser dog, as he normally does. Sam Jackson is in this as well, and you can see that he's at least having a little fun with this dumbass role.
What the mother father cocker spaniel's going on here?
He's hamming it up here, and he genuinely does a good job. I think the voice performances were probably my favorite part of the whole thing. They also have the oh my guy in this, and I gotta say, as soon as I heard his voice, I turned to my friend and I said, oh my god, it's the fucking oh my guy. I bet he says it at least once. And then he immediately says it 2 times back to back towards the end of the movie. Also, Ricky Gervais plays the bad guy Cat, and I gotta say, he was not given shit to work with. He's a funny ass guy, that Ricky Gervais, and by far he was the worst part of this film. His character was so bland and boring and annoying and stupid, and I've seen it like 700 times. It's so lame. So pretty big cast. Even the more minor roles are played by kind of big actors or comedians, like Gabriel Iglesias is in this, as well as that guy from Guardians of the Galaxy that goes, who? So yeah, pretty weird, man. Now it's clear that this cast is not very cheap. In order to get any of these three main actors to commit to this role, I mean, there has to have been a huge salary in it, like half the movie's budget big. And you can clearly tell that that's where all of the budget went for this movie, because it for sure did not go towards the animation, let me tell you. The animation of this film is fucking ugly. It's straight up hard to watch at points. At one point, I laughed out loud during this like slow motion scene because it started to look choppy as hell. Like it looked like it was lagging. This only happens during slow motion scenes because they didn't animate it with double the frames so they can slow it down successfully, which gives it that smooth effect, you know, like all slow motion looks like. And the worst part is they didn't do anything to try to hide it. So it came out just god awful and like choppy and super ugly and like so weird looking. So bad. All of the character designs are ugly as fuck too. Like there is not a single good one. Samuel L. Jackson's cat has like no neck at all. He's built so weird. The bad guy cat is so ugly. Jesus Christ. It looks like one of those Nickelodeon shows based on movies. Do you know what I mean? I don't know if no one ever talks about these things, but whenever like a big DreamWorks film comes out, Nickelodeon gets the rights to it for some reason and makes it into a show of some kind with a lot shittier animation and slightly off voice actors. That's what this whole film feels like. And would you look at that, it is produced by Nickelodeon. Why Nickelodeon? Why would you put your money into this? Why would anyone put their money into this? It's the worst idea ever. Blazing Saddles for kids? We know what Blazing Saddles is, right? For kids? What are we doing? Now, the comedy of this film is something else, man, and I feel like this film is really hanging its hat on its potential comedy chops here, so... It's very, very hit and miss, with an emphasis on miss. The best jokes include slamming a sliding door closed and it just goes to the other side. That was funny. There were a few more visual gags that were funny, not nearly enough, but every once in a while there was a good one. But that was the extent of the funny stuff in this film. Now the unfunny stuff, Jesus Christ, it was chock full. And I know it's a kid's movie, but I mean, is it? How sure are we of this? Remember the source material. What kid is going to understand any Blazing Saddles reference? Not a single fucking one. But anyway, some unfunny stuff includes the fourth wall breaks. Listen, I know Mel Brooks loves his fourth wall breaks. I've seen Spaceballs, okay? I don't know why this film felt the necessity to have so fucking many fourth wall breaks, okay? There's at least 10 of them. One of the 10 did make me chuckle because he noted that the film was barely 85 minutes long, and that made me laugh a little. But there were so many more. One time, the big cat was chasing the bad guy, and he fell into the audience trying to get across this like transition thing. Like what? So weird. There are so many like that. I can't remember basically any of them. But even in the first 10 minutes, there was 2 references to the fourth wall, and I was blown away. Deadpool literally ruined our society. But other than that, the other humor was like all for kids. It was like pure potty humor. For example, the last climax fight scene thing of the movie takes place on a giant toilet. Get it? Because toilets are where we poop. I don't know. I genuinely can't remember most of this film's specific details, and I saw it like 2 days ago. I don't remember much about it, to be honest. I remember breathing a sigh of relief when it was over, and that's about it. So this movie ends with the bad guy getting his comeuppance. Dogs are now seen as people, and the crazy cat is the new samurai, even though she's like 6 years old. How they fool the villains, however, makes me so angry. And again, it is a kid's film, so I shouldn't probably be very mad at it, but it's just so stupid. They do the fake town shtick from Blazing Saddles, and it works in Blazing Saddles because that movie's like absurd. Remember like the toll booth that needs a dime and no one has a dime? Like it just works for that tone of the film. In this film they do the same thing, but they don't like move their town. They just build a fake town in the same spot as the real town. Like where did the real town go? It's in such a specific location. It's like right down this path. They show the path like 700 times. How would the villains, like, how are you going to build a fake town? It makes no sense. How are you going to move that town to build a fake town? It just, I don't know. It just disappears for plot convenience. And then reappears after the story is done with the fake town. It just pops back up in the same spot as the fake town. What are we doing, man? I'm just asking, what are we doing? It makes no fucking sense. But anyways, I digress. This film is a bumbling mess, not worthy of just about anyone's time. It has a solid 3 good jokes in it, and 2 of those are from Blazing Saddles, so not very good. It has like 15 writers, and none of them could come up with a cohesive plot. Nothing makes sense. The animals are racist, and no one cares. And it breaks the fourth wall for no reason whatsoever. It clearly spent all of its money on the fucking voice cast and had some of the worst animation I've ever laid my eyes on. The worst part of the whole thing, though, was that it was a million times better than Minions Rise of Gru. I hate that movie way more. It was so boring. Fuck it to hell. Fuck that fake hype around it. We all know it was a marketing ploy. Fuck that movie. Fuck Illumination. Anyway, Hank the Dog, samurai film. Go watch it if you want to see one of the weirdest movies ever made, or never watch it and forget that it exists in about 2 days, like I will. Thanks for watching. Go watch Blazing Saddles instead, please. You'll enjoy it more. Thank you.